Right, listen up, petrol heads. Forget your fancy electric doodads and self-driving gizmos for a moment. We're taking a trip back in time to appreciate the raw, unfiltered essence of automotive history. Let's talk about the real deal, the OG, the invention that changed everything, the car. This wasn't just a machine, it was a revolution on wheels. Before cars, getting around was a right pain in the backside. Imagine navigating through crowded streets with nothing but horse-drawn carriages. Horses, carriages, walking, all terribly slow and inconvenient. Journeys that take minutes today could take hours or even days back then. Then boom, the car exploded onto the scene, a mechanical marvel that promised speed, freedom, and a break from the stench of manure. It was a game changer. Imagine no more mucking out stables or relying on a grumpy blacksmith. The car offered a cleaner, faster, and more efficient way to travel. The car was the future, and it was coming fast. It represented progress, innovation, and the promise of a new era. It wasn't all smooth tarmac, mind you. Early cars were about as reliable as a chocolate teapot. They often broke down and required constant tinkering. They were noisy, smelly, and prone to breaking down in the most inconvenient places. But that didn't deter the pioneers of the automotive world. But like a stubborn toddler learning to walk, the car was determined to find its feet. And boy, did it. Through perseverance and innovation, the automobile evolved into the reliable machines we know today. Now, let's talk about these early contraptions. Picture this. A rickety carriage stripped of its horses and fitted with a sputtering engine. These were the first automobiles, a marvel of their time, yet a far cry from what we know today. They were more smoke and noise than actual speed. Imagine a machine that belched out smoke and roared like a beast, but barely moved faster than a brisk walk. But they were a start, a humble beginning that would eventually revolutionize transportation. Historian, one of the first petrol-powered cars was built by Carl Benz back in 1886. This invention marked a significant milestone in automotive history. It was basically a motorized tricycle, but hey, you got to start somewhere, right? This three-wheeled wonder paved the way for future innovations. Then came Daimler, Peugeot and others, all tinkering away in their workshops, trying to perfect this newfangled machine. Each inventor brought their own unique ideas and improvements to the table. These early cars were about as comfortable as riding a unicycle over cobblestones. The interiors were cramped and the seats were anything but plush. No power steering, no suspension to speak of, and brakes that were purely optional. Driving one of these was a true test of endurance and skill. It was a bumpy, noisy, and frankly terrifying ride, but it was exhilarating. The thrill of being part of something so groundbreaking kept these early pioneers going, despite the challenges. Enter Henry Ford, a man with a vision. He didn't just want to build cars for the wealthy, he wanted to make them affordable for everyone, and that's precisely what he did with the Model T designer. Ford's genius was mass production. He used assembly lines, standardized parts, and efficient manufacturing to churn out Model Ts like nobody's business. The result? Cars became cheaper, more reliable, and accessible to the average Joe. The Model T wasn't a luxury vehicle. It was basic, rugged, and came in only one color, black, but it could handle rough roads. It was easy to repair, and it got you from point A to point B without a horse in sight. It was a game changer.
Section 4. The open road beckons, cars reshape society. With cars becoming more common, the world began to change. Cities sprawled outwards as people were no longer tethered to trams and horses. The open road beckoned, promising adventure and freedom.
Road trips became a thing. Families piled into their trusty automobiles to explore the countryside. Motels and diners popped up along highways, catering to weary travelers. The world was shrinking thanks to the car.
But it wasn't just about leisure. Cars revolutionized commerce, allowing for faster transportation of goods. They created jobs in manufacturing, repair, and related industries. The car became the engine of economic growth.
Section 5. Parking tickets and drive-thrus, the quirks of car culture. In this section, we delve into the peculiarities that have emerged alongside our love affair with automobiles. Of course, with cars came some, shall we say, interesting developments. Traffic jams, for one. These congested roadways have become a daily ritual for many. Remember the days when a horse-drawn cart blocking the road was the biggest traffic headache? Those simpler times seem almost quaint now. Now it's miles of cars all going nowhere fast. The frustration of being stuck in an endless line of vehicles is something most drivers know all too well.
And let's not forget parking tickets, those little gifts that keep on giving. They seem to appear just when you think you've found the perfect spot. Finding a parking spot in a busy city is like searching for a unicorn. It's a rare and often frustrating quest. And when you do find one, it's usually the size of a shoebox and costs more than your first car. The struggle to park is real and often expensive.
But hey, it's not all bad. There are some perks to car culture that we can't ignore. Cars have also given us drive-in movies, fast food drive-thrus, and the joy of blasting your favorite tunes on a road trip. These experiences have become iconic parts of our lives. Love them or loathe them, cars have become an inseparable part of our lives. They shape our daily routines, our cities, and even our social interactions. The quirks of car culture are here to stay. Section 6. The Electric Dream and Beyond. Cars of the Future. Now the car is evolving again. Electric cars, once a futuristic fantasy, are becoming increasingly common. They're quiet, efficient, and don't rely on fossil fuels.
We're also seeing the rise of self-driving cars, which promise to be even safer and more efficient. Imagine a world where you can read a book or catch a nap while your car whisks you to your destination.
The future of cars is full of possibilities. Will we be flying in our cars someday, beam ourselves to our destinations? Who knows? But one thing's for sure, the journey is far from over. Section 7. Buckle up. The journey continues. From those clunky contraptions to the sleek machines of today, cars have come a long way. They've revolutionized transportation, reshaped our cities, and become ingrained in our culture. Sure, they have their downsides, but the impact of cars is undeniable. They've given us freedom, adventure, and countless memories. So, the next time you're behind the wheel, take a moment to appreciate the incredible journey of the car. It's been a wild ride, and it's only just begun.